Okay guys, what's up? We're back again. So I got some pretty good feedback on the first Mr. Robot decode, so I'm going to go ahead and go a little bit further in that episode. So let's take off from this is about where we finished up last time and see how much further we can get. Alright, let's go.
You to know that I'm finally making some real progress.
I don't feel safe around you.
I don't feel safe around you. Wearing that black hoodie. Looking all fearful and shit.
Leave me alone, or I'll be forced to take legal action.
I wasn't asking you to treat me again. Just wanted to say thank you for helping me. You okay?
Okay guys, so just while I was editing this video up, I just noticed something else that I hadn't noticed before, and I think it's worth mentioning, so I'll just play the scene and then I'll go back and explain to you what's going on. Wearing that black hoodie. Looking all fearful and shit.
Leave me alone, or I'll be forced to take legal action.
I wasn't asking you to treat me again. Just wanted to say thank you for helping me.
So, what's going on here? It's as fucking crafty as shit. I'll pay him for that. So, alright. Here is our little lady. Now, here she's angry with Elliot. And you'll notice that to the right of the mouth open woman, come streaming past her on the right hand side underneath the feels sign, so it's all about the feels, is coming past a woman in a red coat, so that's showing that she's angry, obviously. If we creep it a bit forward, here comes a dude going past with, what's he got? 3 coffees, of course, because everybody has 3 of those. Okay, so you get the coffee, the red hair, the red coat woman walks past. She's angry. This is just all landed into you subliminally. Here comes the coffee guy. Glances at her. Now here's Elliot, our fucking monster. So he's like looking at her like, what the fuck? You notice the guy with the blue beanie going past. That's important. He's gone. Here comes a bald guy. So he's naked in his feelings. Another douche. Another douche. So that's sort of like the white hat there is like a you know, a peace sign, like a surrender, waving the white flag. And you can see that in his expressions. Now here comes back up. She looks over at him like, step off, dude. I got this shit. Now, she's talking to Elliot again. He's not listening because of that's being symbolized by the woman walking past with the earmuffs. And the old man, he's a deaf dude too, also wearing the blue. Now, what's this woman carrying that's coming up behind her? Like she's carrying the baggage. Oh, I didn't mean to cut that. So here she comes. And what she got? 2... I'm not sure what those are, but they both got 3 points, haven't they? And she's got 4 of them. Or is it 4 or 3 of them? Maybe it's a magazine, maybe it's fucking reindeer ears, I don't know. But she's carrying the baggage, the horns. Zip back to Elliot. There goes the man in the black coat. Back to Elliot. And because she's feeling menaced by Elliot, it's going to become apparent in a second. I don't feel safe around you. And look who's coming past from the right hand side. This dude looks fucking scary as shit. He's got his fucking ZZ top looking fucking shit all about him. And the blackness on the other side. So he's surrounded by black, like right there. He's got this menacing guy coming past on the right. The surrender flags going past the other way. So this is like the exchange. What he's giving out and what she's feeling. Scary dude comes past. And then I'm very sorry. Goes the blue, the water under the bridge. There's that's a hint of what's to come, the red beanie. And then, Bush, here's your flowers. I'm very sorry. See you later.
Just wanted to say thank you for helping me.
Leave me alone, or I'll be forced to take legal action.
So that's a threat. And now the response comes back from Elliot in his facial expression and the menacing dude coming past on the right. It's like, fuck you and your legal shit. All I was trying to do was say sorry, and that's all conveyed to you by other means. Like, the thing with movie and TV is they have a thing. Don't tell them, show them. So that's what's happening here. So here's this guy, he doesn't give a fuck. That's I don't give a fuck about your legal threat. You can't touch me. He's impenetrable, whatever. What is she going to do? Call the cops, and Elliot will hack the fuck out of it anyway, so whatever.
I wasn't asking you to treat me again. Just
forgiveness, water under the bridge.
Wanted to say thank you for helping me.
That's an exclamation point, the woman in the red beanie. And there goes the flowers. That's closing out the scene. So you're supposed to feel that all this is intended to make you feel a certain way about this. She threatens the legal action, and the menacing dude comes past. It's Elliot's, his thoughts and his ability to just fuck that shit up is conveyed to you by that menacing dude going past. Okay. Moving right along.
Just wanted to say thank you for helping me.
Okay, now that horn that you heard there, that's your subliminal cue to say this part's over. Basically, it's like a hypnosis thing. You hear the horn, you forget about what's happened, and you move on to the next scene.
Yeah.
Fun. Okay, you notice this guy's got the same color clothing on as the first guy. Now the woman, he had exploited her in the past, and so now we've got the reversal. This time it's a man, and he's going to be trying to exploit Elliot.
Olivia Cortez was Susan Jacobs' contact at Cyprus National Bank.
Okay, good old Olivia Cortez. All right. Cortez, Aliviola Cortez. I'm not sure what Cortez means, but we could probably look at that a little bit later on. So obviously it's Christmas time, or something's going on. I'm not quite sure. They're wearing reindeer hats as though it's Christmas in October. This is a picture from 2015, October 7. So that's 10/7/2015. So 7 and 2 is 9, 1 and 5 is 6, October is 10, so 10/9/6. And on the other side we got 13.1. So they're our favorite numbers. Not that I'm numerophobic or anything like that. I'm just pointing out these sort of numbers are significant to these guys. So let's keep that in mind, and while it might not be important to me, it's important to them, and therefore we can use it as a way to, a doorway into what they're doing and how they think. Also, you're gonna notice that they're planning this stuff everywhere. So 8 likes 2 days ago. 8 take away 2 is, well, you can do the math on that one. So the horns, in years gone by, they used to worship the horned animals. They thought that they were crazy important, and that the horns made them divine. So that's why you see them worshipping those a lot. So here's a couple that I dug up quickly before. Here you've got the Chaos Monster, as it's referred to in the Sumerian epics, and I can't go back because I've zoomed in. And here we got the obviously that's some sort of ram or goat. Obviously, the goat symbolism goes deep with the state, and there you've got your little goatee beard, hence the name of that. So let's keep on rocking, rolling along here. So the boy's special to the lady, and they're both going to be important to the story, obviously, because of the horns. They've made them special in that way.
She's the Dice Group's only U.S. account manager since...
Now, I'll just pause quickly now to say that this scene is so full of symbology. I could talk about this for an hour, so we'll just go over the quick stuff. So let's let it roll on for a little bit, and I will pull back in a minute with some comments.
They want to make their presence here as minimal as possible.
Now, the comments that they've just gone through, some of those are weird as fuck. So, you'll notice in the corner here, she's got, works at, she is a client services manager and an office ninja. Now, the way the photo is staged, it looks like she's wearing, is it a hijab? Is that the one when their face is uncovered? Anyway, there's a big thing going on in the Australian media at the moment, at least, and I'm sure it's happening in other places in the world too, where Muslim immigrants are complaining that, oh, we're getting called ninjas and it's racist and it's blah, blah, blah. Well, I tell you what, if somebody else, if an Australian person over here was walking around with shit like that on, they'd catch hell for it. You couldn't walk into a bank or a service station. That's a gas station for you Americans out there. They have signs on the door. You could take your motorcycle helmet off, and I don't see how that is any different than wearing one of those. Is it a burqa where your whole face is covered and they look like a letterbox? Whichever one. And also the fact that these people are driving around cars wearing that shit. How the fuck are you gonna drive a car with no peripheral vision? This shit's dangerous, and they just get to walk around doing it because it's their religion. Now, I'm not like racist or a bigot or any shit like that, but this is a fucking safety issue. Not to mention the fact that, you know, you can't just claim, oh, it's my religion, so we can do whatever the fuck we want. Well, what if my religion is being a fucking bastard? Does that mean I can go around and be an asshole to everyone and just say, well, it's my religion, so go eat a dick?
Possible. She's our way in.
I don't see any Cyprus National Bank accounts.
So I missed the point just a moment ago. So there's we're coming back to our threes again. So you've got two monitors and a stand for a third. So there's three monitor stands there. She's got the laptop in her lap. Darlene is the name of the sister. She's wearing green. Green is usually the heart. So she's like important to Elliot. Like she's the love. She's the feeling of the thing. She's got this white box around the back of her head, which is something similar to a halo. And you'll see in a minute, the room is separated in half. So you've got this sort of pillar in the middle, and it sort of splits the room, you know, more or less down the middle. Here's your X, and it's also sort of a mirror X too, so it's a two-dimensional type thing. And then there's a bit of the wordplay on the back wall too. So this is a company that the Elliot character used to work at. It formerly was called All Safe Cybersecurity, I think. And now it looks like they've got a little flag up here, and it says AI safe. See, righty? So subliminally, that's going to go in as AI is safe. See, like, you know, your friends telling you this. And now there's a number of, like, you don't just have your conscious mind. You know, your mind's broken up into, like, you've got your analytical mind, you've got your overseeing mind, you got your ego, you got your feelings. Like, they're all separate systems that work somewhat synergistically to get you informed of your environment. Now, programs like this, they can seem like they're talking to your analytical mind. You think they're talking to your analytical mind, but really they're talking to your gut or your subconscious. And you feel like it's happening one way, and they're telling you something different in another way. So here, these guys are talking about going on some mission. In the background, they're doing their political agenda, where AI is safe, we need 5G, blah, blah, blah. So, all right, let's click back over. Also, another thing that I just wanted to point out when we're talking about our threes, good old Olivia, they've got Olivia Cortez, Olivia Cortez, Olivia Cortez. Three again. Three windows are open. 1, 2, 3. Always in the threes. Also up here, Wednesday, December 24th. 2 and 4 is 6. 3 and 8 is Well, is that 3 and 5? I can't see. 3 and 5 is 8. So 4 and 8 is 12. 1 and 2 is 3. 6, 3. It's always 6, 3, multiples of 3. Now that's not necessarily a bad thing, but as I said before, this is just how these people think. So she's got, I can't see very clearly on this monitor, it looks like 81 friends. And 171 friends. 7, 8, 9. So, you know, they just, it's all there to see. Like, you just got to pay attention. And I'm sure if I went back and flicked through these comments, and I think I did previously, and some of them were just like, what the fuck? But anyway, let's keep rolling on with it.
She's our way in.
I don't see any Cyprus National Bank accounts.
So the numbers are always going to end up to some form of 6, 9, 3, or a derivative thereof. Los Tacos, Amazon Music, Amazon Marked Up, Todd's Coffee, Domino's. That quite often you'll find, and this is the case with a lot of things. You know, there's advertising like product placement in a lot of the shows, so that'll become apparent in just a minute.
Yeah, these.
There was 3 windows open just there once again.
Banks make their lackeys use on.
Number 19. Family 543 5. 5 and 4 is 9, 3, 9, 3, 6, 6, 6. Yeah, they just lay it on so sickeningly thick. All right, let's keep
on-prem
going.
work boxes that are closed loop and you're impossible to exploit remotely. We'll have to get physical access to her laptop.
Okay, now here's a perler. So we've got a pretty good view of the office here. I'll open this up on a full screen just for a minute. Okay, so now that's when the selection screen goes away down the bottom, that'll become a little bit more clear. I'll do that first and then we'll roll on from there. Okay, so right down the bottom you can see right here, just below there, when this goes away you'll see. So they've got a couple of chords laid out there that turn into your figure 8 or your DNA helix. They've got some circles up here, also the infinity signs, big with these guys. This is a little filing cabinet, and it has 3 drawers, just like this one. The pillars are all broken up into 3. As you can see, I said before, the room's broken up into like a half. Okay, this room's pretty barren on this side because this is the left-hand side. This is where they want you. This is like your, imagine this room is your mind or your brain, your physical brain. So it's split into 2 halves. So you got your left hemisphere, which is where they're trying to cram you into with your education, where they're just forcing you through repetition in the same way they're doing it with the television programs. Repeat, force it in by repetition. It doesn't matter if you like it, hate it, doesn't matter. Repetition gets it done. It's not like if you love something and you hear it once, you learn it. This way, it's like brute force programming your mind. On the left-hand side, and they do all details because they can give you details on top of details on top of details. That's why there's so many people, especially like your globe earthers, for example, and the space missions in NASA. Like, it's all so technical, right? And there's so many details. They can fucking run you round and round in circles in details and blah 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 blah. Listen, if anything is possible, you should. If you can't explain it to a 5-year-old, it's bullshit. If you cannot explain whatever you're talking about to a 5-year-old in a way that they can understand, it's bullshit. It's not real. It's lies. It's supported with bullshit. And that's how they get away with a lot of this space stuff, because it's so complicated, right? Who the fuck is going to go do an astrophysics degree? Nobody's doing that shit because they rely on, Neil the arsehole Tyson knows about that, so I don't need to learn it, and he'll tell me about it when I need to know. Well, motherfucker, that's not how it works. Nobody's telling you shit. It's like the old saying, you want something done right, you got to do it yourself. And that is more true now than ever. So, and that's one of the ways to get away with this, because they know you're not going to go and do the research, so they're able to bamboozle you with bullshit. And they rely on it. It's their bread and butter. Okay. So if we imagine this room split down the middle, so this is your, what's the name of that split in your brain? Anyway, So we've got your detail half of your brain here, where look who's in here. Elliot's in here. We got Darlene's in there too. They all wrapped up in the details. Now this is Elliot's father. He's the Mr. Robot character, right? And he's sort of separated from those two, and he's over on this side. So he's sort of got the overarching view. He sort of always seems to know what's going on. He's not getting caught out. He's always sort of, you know, he's always got the bigger picture, which you have when you're in the right-hand side of your brain. That's what, like, all the shit in the Bible talks about. Jesus says to them on the boat, if you want to catch fish, throw your net over the right-hand side. The right-hand side he's talking about is the right hemisphere of your brain. You've got to use that whole arching thinking. Also, the door to the temple is on the right-hand side. They're talking about the right-hand hemisphere of your brain. There's the door right there. Okay, so back to the symbology. Three drawer filing cabinets. Trip the chair. 3 over here. 3 workstations over there. I counted them up over here before. I think there's a better view coming up. There's 13 rings over here illuminated. Under this light here. Now this one's yellow and this one's orange. So I would go ahead and just suggest this is the sun and this is the moon. Okay, Darlene's going to move around here later on. You can see there's a bit of a figure 8 hanging down from the roof that actually forms a noose, which is basically what happens later in the show. She basically gets herself into a situation where she's hung. Actually, I think that might be in the next episode. Over here we've got a 3-drawer filing cabinet with 3 set triangles on the top. Maybe they're desk supports. Doesn't matter what they are. They're 3 triangles right there. You got your 3 poles here and 3 triangles here. So you got your main legs and then you got 2 smaller triangles on the top. And that's in 3 segments. 1 yellow segment, 1 black segment, another yellow segment. I could go on with this all day. Okay, here we've got another. This would be a 108-degree triangle. And these with 3 or 4 of these, you can make a perfect pentagram. Basically, that's what a pentagram's made of. If you have 3 of these, I can't think of the name of it off the top of my head. This type of triangle, you can make a pentagram. Easy as pie. Okay, let's keep on going. Have we missed anything? I probably missed plenty. There's so much going on here. Okay, so we got your triptychs. Talked about the X on the mirror, the 3 drawer boxes. Your 3 pillars here, 2 full, 1 empty. Okay, let's keep going.
Kind of makes sense.
Sam Esmail. Mass emails. That's what that works out to. So let's just see what I've saved here. Okay, so this comes down to the way the cables were coiled on the floor. Like a snake, the figure 8, the infinity sign, DNA, infinity. This is just an example. Okay, so this is Olivia Cortez. She's getting double-crossed. Okay, let's go back.
What?
That you made this your HQ. It's where it all started.
Okay, there we. You just missed it quickly. There was the 3 tabs again, always in 3s, and now here we are with the giggity double cross.
No better place to plan how it'll end.
Okay, here we're going to find you're going to have a bunch of 6s again. 1 and 2 is 3, 2 and 4 is 6, 1 and 5 is 6. 3, 6, 6. Like, it's just sickening that they're laying it on so thick, and most people don't notice this. Now, 6 obviously has some sort of key programming ability, and that would be something that's been installed in you through your school. 6 is half of 12. 12 is the number of government. That's why you have your 12-step programs to get you back in shape to go out and be a good little slave. 12 years of school. You do a third of that if you go to university. 4 years. It's all in this 12, 24, 60-degree, 360 system. We got 10 fingers. What the hell are we doing dealing with 6s? Okay. Anyway, let's keep rolling.
It's just an abandoned office. I know how to 10 gig fiber link.
Please.
So you probably noticed that she's got a little date with good old Evan from OkCupid. Now, Evan backwards is Knave. Knave has a silent K in the front, so it's Knave. Probably something you don't
Now you
hear
have a
too
soft
often
spot for
anymore,
this
but I will expand on that in just a minute.
Nerd factory.
Also the E down here on Darlene's laptop, just there. Once I click, you'll see it. Is it an E or is it a W on the side? Wav, wav, wav. VVV 666.
Where are you going?
Olivia's iCal says her ex-husband's got her kid tonight and she's got a date. Should give me...
So let's just back up half a bee's dick.
Contact at Cyprus. Oh, you think I'm your little contact at Cyprus National Bank? Oh, you think I'm contact
Too
at
far.
Cyprus National Bank?
This is painful.
She's the day's.
Okay. Sorry about this, boys and girls. So where are we up to? Up. A little bit too far. No, not quite far enough. A little bit too far. We're going back.
I know how
Okay,
to
let's
kind
go
of get
from here.
fiber link.
What I wanted to show you was that there was
I have a
obviously
soft
3
spot for
windows
this
on that
nerd
right hand
factory.
side, so probably wasted a little bit of time there. So I'm
Where are you
very
going?
sorry about that. In the back, you noticed underneath the all safe, AI is safe sign underneath the safe, there's a big yellow thing. Obviously, that means deception. Your light up here is hanging down towards the left hand side, the low hanging fruit, your left hand hemisphere. This is what I was talking about before with your 13 illuminated hooks on the wall. Let's keep on going.
Olivia's iCal says her ex-husband's got her kid tonight.
So here's the yellow that I was talking about underneath the safe. There's your moon.
She's got a date. Should give me enough time to check out her place and get her on her machine.
Whoa, you think I'm your little research monkey? We agreed I handle the bank contact and you deal with the
There's your
SS7
tribute in the
license.
back. Obviously, this character sort of only exists in Elliot's mind. Oh, pardon me.
That was before I knew we needed physical access. Now you're gonna stay here and get the cell service permissions.
No, thanks. I'm gonna stick with the plan. You can spend your Christmas Eve here watching rats fuck. I'm gonna go out and do this B&E.
Will you talk some sense into her? Darlene.
So you see on the monitor in the back here, the screensaver, they're using a program called Kali Linux. Some of you guys might know of it. It's like a pen testing distro of Linux. It has a lot of tools for, well, it's supposed to be for doing security testing, but it's basically a hacking well, not a hacking program. It's a collection of hacking utilities all ganged up in one. So it's a pretty popular tool among the hackers. Another one is Parrot OS, which I prefer, but that's beside the point. And you'll notice it's basically a dragon on the logo, and there's your 3 horns. So let's carry on.
This is not your run-of-the-mill break-in. This is a Deus Group contact.
Yeah, I get it, dude. It's dangerous. Okay, you know, this whole protective older brother act's gotten beyond lame.
I'm telling you, this is too...
Risky, perilous, treacherous.
Oh, she's a bad bitch.
Hazardous to my health.
Okay, there you go. So in a minute they're going to move back and she's going to have her head right under the noose, which basically Elliot's putting her head in the noose is the metaphor.
The
that they
fuck
want
do you
to
think
take
you're
away
doing?
from that.
You're not going.
You're hurting me.
I know.
Is this you or...
It's me.
Oop. Is that
What's
it?
happening to you?
Notice behind him here too, we've got that curly whirly DNA strand, the serpent climbing up the pole, like we had in the previous episode with the dragon going up the Masonic pillar.
Wanted to work with me. This is the way it is. If there's a problem, don't be here when I get back.
And here I thought things were better after yesterday. But as per usual, it's 1 step forward and 4 fucking leaps back.
There she goes, right with her head in the noose.
Nothing's ever gonna change with you, is it?
No, it's not.
here we go with your DNA spiral again. And you'll notice on the when it cuts back to the girl, you'll see up on the pillar they've got the Saturn or Kronos with the 4 circles on the square.
I should have never opened my door when you came back into town.
You can't quite see it there. That's a different post anyway. Shooting it from a different angle, but good old Saturn reference up on the wall. There's your Cali logos on the computer, the dragon with the 3
There's no word
horns.
for it, you know?
Okay, so now they're going into Mrs. Cortez's super chill apartment.
There's orphan, widow, widower. So what do you call someone?
Okay, so here we go with your triptych again. So we've got the main one here. 3 rectangles in the back.
Who's lost everyone?
It's your white. They're not roses, but basically flowers on the door. You can see you got your 3 stripes on the window and the shades of the curtains. 1, 2, 3.
Mom, dad, sister,
3
girlfriend,
drawers on the cabinet.
friends.
Now, up here, you may have missed it. It's like a Christmas tree, but it's made out of, you know those ones that are made out of like the lint balls? So basically that's symbolic of a beehive, and I'll have another one coming up shortly. Now, in the past, Masonic lodges were called beehives because the bees were revered because they were hard workers and they all had reverence for their queen bee, which is a female deity, which a lot of these guys not aspire to, but they worship the female. That's what everything in America, Columbia, District of Columbia. Columbia means the doves, which is the female. It's with reference to females anyway. So let's go on. I can explain that in more detail if you like in the comments.
Survivor or a walking time bomb.
3 segments on the chair just here. So these triptychs, they're everywhere, right? Okay, so I'm probably going to stop mentioning those quite so much. You can find them yourself. They're not hard to see if you're looking for them. If you're not looking for them, they're there, and it's like they're repeating things without having to repeat them. A picture is worth 1,000 words, as they say.
Elliot thinks the more...
The Christmas tree symbology is very... it's not what you probably think it is. It's a pagan worship, and you'll see why. So something interesting I want you guys to see here is down here there's toys on this desk, right? So I'll just go back over here where I have, this is back in the office. So here's some images that I saved, some screenshots that I saved. You can sort of get a better view here. So let's see if I can't brighten this up. Adjustments. Let's see if we can brighten this bitch up. That's much more better. Okay, so is there some kind of orgy going on with these toys? There's something raggedy going on. That's a little bit too much. So give it the bright, and maybe you can see, like, there's some sort of tussle going on here. This guy's on his knees. Has she got a gun to his head? I'm not too sure. Okay, so let's just undo all. Boogity back. On to the next one. So let's do the same again. Edit. So we want to do something. Can we do the filters? Oh, giggity, there we go. Where's sepia? Okay, that's not too bad. Oh, yeah, it's kind of crap. Obviously, I'm not a Photoshop guy, so you might have to just sort of bear with me. I think that's the best sort of one we had so far. That's okay. So I think that's probably about as good as we're gonna get, and maybe if I back it off a little bit, it'll stop being quite so blah like in your face, sort of. No, we didn't like that at all. Burlesque. Let's rock with the Neo and the Arctic. Okay, so you got, I don't know if that's Spider-Man or exactly what's going on there, but you can see this is just a macabre scene going on here. This is like somebody's got this guy bending over. Okay. Yeah, so you definitely can't see it as good in here. So let's just try and do it this way. So we'll bring up the brightness, bring up the color, punch up the clarity. Whoa, that just made it horrendous, didn't it? Okay. So there's some weird shit going on with the toys. So there's something going on here. They got some guy down on his knees. Looks like somebody's holding a gun to one. They've got this guy bent down on his knees. It looks like there's some gangbanging going on here. Here, they've got something happening. This guy's doing something. This guy is bending this guy down somehow. And these are supposed to be toys. And you know, it's something significant because they've got the character looking at it. Okay, so let's undo all. Let's get back out of here. We'll move along to the next one. Let's see what we can get happening. Woo. I don't know about you, that made me a little bit dizzy. Okay, so I think we got a bit of gumption out of that. A bit of Neo. No. A bit of Rogue, maybe? Nope. Sunscreen? No, I didn't like sunscreen. Okay, Icarus is helping us out a little bit. So this is obviously some sort of police scene going on. This guy's getting his ass handed to him. This guy's already fallen down. Now they've got the salt and pepper shakers here. This motherfucker is a giant and he's blue, so I'm not exactly sure what's going on. This guy looks something like a witch, and this guy, it looks like a police person. There's another blue guy here that's got him up against the wall. Well, not against the wall, up against this pillar. This, I would suggest, is your Masonic pillars, whacking and Boaz. You've got your son up on the wall here. What the fuck are they doing? I don't know, but it's definitely some macabre, weird ass shit. Okay. It's about enough of my pirate mouth for now. That's fine by me. Okay, what's next? So, yep, we're just moving along a little bit. So this guy appears to have a sword. Is he cutting this guy? Now, let's pop in here. Have a giggity. Let's do this shit again. No, we want to do filters. And I think we had a pretty good look at it with this. Now, this guy's obviously a giant. It looks to me, you know, and I'm not by any means an authority on this. I just paying attention to the details. So So this guy's getting some samurai action on. Looks like he's cutting this cop who's either in some kind of trouble, being held up against it, or he's chained to this thing. I don't know what's going on, or he's trying to protect it. I'm not sure. But this guy is definitely the creature that's in charge here. The pillars, I'm assuming, are Masonic because you got the beehive symbology in the background, and yeah, it sort of goes along from there. There's your son. Got the blood hanging off it there. You could get 2 boots. I haven't given that too much thought. So your salt shakers, obviously the pillars, and there's just some weird shit going on with these toys. Okay, moving right along. Yeah, that's okay. What else have we got? I think I got him running past the toys again a couple of times. Yeah, it's just a different angle. Or is it? Different angle? Different angle? Or are the toys moving? Yeah, the toys are moving. There's some sort of rumble going on with the toys. Huh, I didn't even notice that until I started taking these pictures apart. Look at this. This dude here is getting his ass kicked. This. Okay, that's fucking weird as shit. Okay, let's get back to the main event before I get off on too much of a tangent.
Restricts everyone's
So there's the toys.
access, the
That's
less
just weird
vulnerable
as
he'll
shit.
be. But there's a trade-off that he's forgetting.
So what's going on with the toys? I don't
If you
know.
block everyone, then what's the point of being here?
There's the Christmas tree, also a bit more
Doing.
beehive symbolism. As we talked about before, the mirrors are often used as a reference to water or to the spirit realm, in the same way that when you see like these celebrities that have killed themselves in the bathtub, well, that's usually some sort of sacrifice, or they've been killed in the spirit realm. I'm not saying I believe this stuff, but they do. And I know some of you people are going to be like, well, who the fuck is they, man? Well, they is a complicated question. So they goes back through your Russell Trust, your Illuminati, blah, blah, blah. There's a big map on, I can't remember whose website it is, but I'll throw that shit in the description box and you can go check it out for yourself, and then you'll forever understand when people are talking about they, that's who the they is. Alright, so let's roll on with it.
All this of existing.
I'm sure that's your personal, but check it anyway.
Gotta have the apple. So obviously down here in the bottom left hand corner, apple, see the Satan. I don't know if those of you who saw my Eye Serpent video, the launch video for the new iPhone, they shot the scene for the camera where they're taking the pictures like long with the 3 different cameras. The whole thing was shot on I don't know how many of you guys are into the mud fossils. That shit has just gotten to a point where it's not reasonable or rational to try and deny that shit any longer. The world is obviously a pile of corpses of creatures that we may not know what they are. Obviously, there's been some giant humanoids. For those of you who haven't seen my video about giants are real, petrified proof, I suggest you go and check that out. Maybe that'll be a good intro into the whole giants are real thing. That's another one of these things that to try and deny it in this day and age with the information that we've got available is just beyond retarded. Okay, so let's keep on going. Just wanted to point out about the Apple thing there. Okay, let's get back to my clickety clacks. Alright, so Elliot comes into the bathroom. Here you got your trilogy again, your triptych. Bang, ba bang, ba bang. 3 pictures, 3 shelves, pyramid here. Okay, let's go along to the next image. Now, while he's looking around in the bathroom, you get the shot of the ceiling, which, you know, it was probably fairly innocuous. Bzzzt, wrong. Right up here, fleur-de-lis. Here's another triptych symbology. You got your 3 triangular shape shells. Then you've got the same thing repeated. Now the rectangle is just as important to these people as the triangle, as is the triangle, the pyramid, and the rectangle, especially the Fibonacci proportion rectangle. So here we've got your rectangular basket, card, and this rectangle on the thing, and you'll have it down here too, where the iterations going up in size, and it's within the sacred geometry proportions that these things they go into you on a subconscious level, because that shit it represents something in an archetypal level within your soul. So let's keep going. So we're in the bathroom. There is your fleur-de-lis on the roof. Now here's your more fleur-de-lis. These are from your Assyrian, Mesopotamian era design motifs. Here's the Tree of Life. There's your fleur-de-lis right there. There it is on his hat. Now, I suggested in this case, the Tree of Life is marijuana. He's holding, what I would suggest is some poppies, although there seems to be a flower that they are often referencing as the Tree of Life that is not public knowledge. It's some sort of blue flower. I want to say it's a blue lotus. I've heard it referred to as that, but I don't know, and I try not to speak on shit that I don't know about. So usually when they're showing something on the head, that means it's in his mind, right? So he's stoned, basically. That's what it means in the Bible. When you're going to be judged by, you'll have a mark on your forehead or on your hand. Well, that means in your thoughts and your actions, for those of you who don't know. Here we go again, more fleur-de-lis. Fleur-de-lis, this is the more expanded version of the same thing. Same again. There it is again. Now, I've got a theory about what this image is meaning, and also the handbags that I want to expand further upon, but all in due time. So let's go catch up in the film till we get to that scene, and we'll pop back out. 3 shells in the cupboard, of course. Notice we never see Elliot properly in the mirror, so this is completely in the physical for him. He's not getting involved in the spiritual world, because that's where Mr. Robot exists. Elliot doesn't have access to that side of himself, not in an integrated way anyway. That's why he's seeing Mr. Robot as his father, someone separate to him. Okay, so he's walking into the room. Here's your triptych again on the door. You've got your 3 panels. He's walked through 3 doorways to get there. The front door, the door to the other room, and now the door to this room. Now, what we were looking at particularly here is, here's like an annulus, I think it's a piece of coral, but you've sort of got your fleur-de-lis sort of thing there. But that's not what we're mainly concerned with here. So what we're concerned with here is the mirror. Again, you don't see Elliot in it. Here is your flower of life. Also, if I go back out, I think Elliot might have walked a little bit too far. My boy. Yeah, he's gone too far. But if we click back here, you can see it's right there on the lamp too. So, let's let this catch up a little bit. Here's the flower I think they're talking about. That's the flower of life. You often see them carrying it around as just a bulb. I'm not sure what it is. And as I said before, I want to say it's a blue lotus, but I know that was a plant that they reference in Egypt fairly with some sort of significance. Also, that the room is blue leads me to think that, you know, they know this, and they're just, it's not public knowledge. It's not for public consumption. Obviously, they don't want people knowing about this in the same way they don't want people knowing that marijuana cures cancer. Well, it doesn't cure it; it heals it. there is a difference between curing and healing. So let's carry on with this. Before we go any further, I'm not fluent in Morse code, nor am I fluent in binary coding, but you can bet your bottom dollar that this pillow is going to have some sort of message encoded in the black and white stripes. So if anybody's able to do that and come back to me with what it says, that would be super sweet. Okay, so here we go back to the clips. There's a bit of a better picture of that. So there's the Flower of Life. Once again, I'm using a Mesopotamian image. As you can see, this is it back here on the lamp, and the mirror and the lamp. Let's go back to the next image. So there it is on a Mesopotamian ring. Here it is around the lion. And here it is on this is a lapsu, which is the bull. It's like a bull with a man's, where the bull's head should be, it's got like a man's torso. So it's like a man's top half with a bull's bottom half. And here you find the flower of life on its hat. And you'll also notice that when it's on the lapsus, on their helmets, they only have the two layers, right? So that's symbolizing that they've only got the two layers of the mind. So they've got the R complex, the cerebral, the cerebellum, but they don't have the cerebral cortex that you will find in, I'm not sure if I've got a picture of my man here. It's not my man, but you know what I mean. There's E-Corp. These guys. There you go. Oh no, he's only got the two as well. I'm pretty sure I didn't save one that's got the triple. Quite often you'll find Nimrod when he's doing battle with the Chaos Monster or any of those. In this image, the expanded one, there's another person standing behind them. They will typically have the three-layered hat. There's our man Evan the Knave. So let's get back to the footage and roll on. There's your circle underneath the chair, and when we see the zoomed out footage, there's a cross, another cross underneath the desk. There's the beehive in the back. Again, the Masonic symbol is a must. E or W? Okay, now I'm gonna have to try real careful here to pause this right on the right spot. Actually, he's banging out some of his elite skills here. Break into the computer and do something. Actually, what am I freaking out for? I'm sure I got it right here. Okay, so again, this is around Christmas time. I think, it was the 24th of December? Was it? So they're going on about there's going to be a tornado or some sort of weather emergency declared in Tennessee and Mississippi, and the U.S. Embassy in China is warning of threats. Now, given the way things are going at the moment with the political situation on the world stage, Christmas is 6 weeks away, so let's just see how relevant this is. And as you know, they rock a lot of predictive programming, and sometimes this is how they inform their members worldwide what's coming up through shows like this. They used to do it in the junk magazines. Now they're doing it online with TV, news, newspaper, shit like that. So it's a coded message getting spread in public that you don't have eyes to see. Okay, I think we get a better view of this in just a minute, where I can show you that they've got it coded with the numbers too. The login screen coming up. There we go. So, I mean, here we go with the numbers again. 33, 31, 20 degrees. So 41 and 22, 37, 21. You know what I'm saying, guys? Like, it's laid on pretty thick. So, let's see. So 33 degrees, by the way. So let's just see if this any of these things correlate. So 33 would be the first thing up here. 31, maybe something down here. Santa tracker, bad Santa tracker, I think it might say there. Basically, they're tracking all of our shit anyway. 41 degrees is for the US Embassy in China shit, and 37 degrees is for the thing underneath there. What was it? Dan Brownhide is Michigan defensive coordinator. Who gives a scat about football? Okay.
Nothing on Cyprus National Bank, but
Here's Evan, our knave. So, for those of you who don't know what a knave is, there's our boy Evan. Or the knave. I'll just zoom in on this so you can have a read of what he's got to say about himself. So basically everything he's saying in his profile is just saying that yes, he's a knave. And look, he's exactly 6 feet tall. Good old 6. 1 and 5 is 6. So I'll just leave it on this for a moment. You can have a read of it. And the important part to me is what I'm doing with my life, especially after you've read all the rest of this shit. Getting into your energy, girl. I'm a practitioner of the ancient art of blurred out. I haven't been able to clear that up using any of the methods that you saw me using just before, or with any Photoshoppy type stuff. So let's get back to the clips and keep on. Actually, no, we're gonna have a talk about this knaves. So let me just show you what a fucking knave is. A blackguard, a villain, a scamp, a scapegrace, rascal, rogue, scoundrel are disparaging terms applied to persons considered base, dishonest, or worthless. A knave is formerly meant a boy servant. In modern use, emphasizes baseness of nature or intention. A worthless fellow who preys upon the community by fraud. This is what is meant by his program, his career being a social media influencer. That whole thing is fraud and scoundrelous. Okay, so let's get back to the figgity footage.
I want to know about this Evan dude she's on a date with. His name's Evan, for fuck's sake.
His name's Evan, for fuck's sake. So, just kind of have to break here, and I'll come back to this later on because my family's home.